pre-season yesterday. How was it?
Yeah, it was great. It was good fun being back. We had a massive crew of young boys since we had a big draft haul this year and big draft haul last year. So it was a bit of fun. We were down at Deacon's, so that was it really smells like pre-season when we were out at Deacon's. So it was great to be back.
Were there any of the older blokes out there?
We pester them and annoy them, so they're not really interested in training with us, and we don't really want them there either. So they'll come next week and start up then.
Does it give you a reality check of where your footy's at when you go to year 5 for me, and how quickly the first 4 years has gone?
Yeah, super weird. Those kids last year, I couldn't understand a word they were saying. They've got all this lingo that I thought I was on top of, and I'm only 22 and I don't know what's going on with all of them. So this year's going to be a bit weird, weirder still. So it is a bit weird like that. But I've still got a younger brother, so hopefully I can try and keep up with them this year and figure out what they're saying.
You come back as reigning DNF. How do you take footy to another level? Is that a focus for you over the summer to got another strings to the bow?
Yeah, absolutely. I know Way had a perfect year, so I definitely want to keep improving, and there's little things that I'm going to be trying to work on this pre-season to try and make sure that happens. And I think we're going to have to rely on a lot of people to improve as well, and I'm pretty confident that can happen.
Just on the body as well, obviously you've had the injuries during unfortunate times. Have they just been really unlucky injuries, or is there anything to focus on in the pre-season to make sure that doesn't happen again?
Yeah, no, really random injuries. You're insinuating the prelim. That was a really random, unfortunate injury that wasn't actually that bad. So I'm not worried looking forward into any of that. I played 24 or 5 games this year. I played every game, so I'm not worried about my body in that sense. But I'm still going to be trying to work on that and still trying to improve in every aspect, because injuries can happen. It's a reality of AFL footy. So I'll just keep working on all that, and hopefully it comes together more so in the future.
Bailey Smith comes to the club, obviously. How excited are you? What do you first of all think he can bring to the Cats next season?
Yeah, I've done a couple of training sessions with Bailey, and he loves training. Works the house down. He's a fantastic bloke, and I think he's going to be really good for us as a team. We do have a lot of older players. We've got a lot of younger players. We actually don't have that many in around his kind of age. So I think it's good to just have that kind of diversity. And he comes in as someone that a lot of boys will look up to, and he's really just going to set some standards around here. And obviously he's a fantastic player. He's a top 10 draft pick. We've seen some incredible footy from him, so I can't wait to start playing with him in the future.
What do you think in that on-field in midfield?
I'm not sure. He's very versatile. I obviously have no idea what the team looks like for round 1 next year, but he's obviously a guy that he can run all day, and he's very skillful. So, obviously right now we see him playing in the midfield round 1, but who knows? It might be on a wing. It might be half back. I think whatever it is, he's a skillful and classy player that's going to really help the team.
Where do you want to play your footy in 2025?
I mean, I've always been pretty public in saying that I don't really mind where I play. Scotty's he's a mastermind in the coaching sphere. So, I mean, I really enjoy the midfield. I really enjoy the back line. I think preferably maybe midfield in the future, but look, I'll just play wherever it's necessary as a team. It's a lot of people to think of, and there's a lot of places that need to be filled. So, I'm pretty open with it.
Who do you think you have the most influence?
I think I have the most influence in the midfield for myself, but it's not really up to me at the end of the day. So I'll just do what I'm told and then just keep doing it.
Do you feel that the prelim final was obviously so heartbreaking, how it ended for you guys in 2024? Do you think that would be a bit of a driving force throughout this pre-season for the league?
Yeah, absolutely. I think last year in that prelim we had a lot of young boys playing, and a lot of guys that kind of haven't experienced that kind of loss and heartbreak yet. So I think there's a lot of boys that have worked really hard in this off-season, and a lot of boys are going to work hard in this pre-season. It's really spurring a lot of guys on, and then there's obviously guys that have missed out on that team last year as well that really want to step forward and make their mark this year. So, I mean, you don't necessarily need a motivator to try and play good footy and win, but it definitely is one. It's in the back of our minds most of the time, I reckon.
Very early in the pre-season, so you only have the first session
Hard question. I'm trying to think of a good one here. I want you to like look back at the cameras and then go, yeah, Max said this guy day one of pre-season last year, but I know Shannon played like last year, but I want to say Shannon. I think he's been slowly working and putting it together. I think from where he came to the club and to where he is now, it's like a completely different person. So I'm confident that we'll see a ripper Shannon like playing next year, and I really hope we see it too. So I say it's Shannon Neal.
And in that midfield group, you're walking a bit taller with Bailey Smith potentially being in there round one.
Yeah, absolutely. We've still got Danger floating around, so hopefully his body holds up, and he's still a superstar of the game. So we'll keep him around, and we got Tanner coming through, and then the likes of Bailey. Yeah, obviously it's going to be a bit easier in there hopefully.
It's only one extra game here, but as a player, how wrapped are you to play 10 home games, GMH game next year?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. We love playing here. It's obviously we play a few home games down at the G, which isn't always the same. We love playing at the G as well. We're not really fussed, but it's awesome getting in front of the home crowd here, just filling it up, and it's a bit of a dungeon down here. I reckon. What's the word? It's probably not a dungeon, but yeah, that's the word. Fortress. Sorry, it's a bit of a fortress down here, and I would hate to play here if I was another team. So we love playing 10 games. So.
Does it seem this season will creep up quicker because you're playing opening round? Like you'll probably play 9-10 days earlier than you played this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've been looking at the calendar, and it's going to come around really quick. So, I mean, got to try and have to really get into shape quickly for some boys, and I think it won't matter in the end, the earlier pre-season, the earlier season start. But I think we're looking forward to being part of opening round. It's a cool little thing, I guess, that the AFL's doing. We'll get an extra bye in there. Sydney whacked us with an extra bye this year, so hopefully we can use that. So yeah.
You lose a bit of experience gaining young players coming through. What does that do for your bench?
Like me personally, I think naturally, moving forward, we've had a lot of older players like Joel and Hawke specifically in the last few years that are really pivotal guys in the club. So I think it is kind of, I'm at that stage where I'm probably due to kind of step up in a sense, and we've still got other guys that are really good role models for me. So I mean, I still lean on Paddy a lot as a midfielder and kind of a mentor. So I mean, personally, I'd like to kind of try and influence some of the younger boys coming through, and hopefully I can have that kind of impact that Paddy and Joel have had on me.